Hi, it's Hans at ahappierman.com. Today's topic is strength standards for aging men or older men. I just turned 54, so I guess that's aging, right? It's older. So I just use myself as an example, and you can't go wrong if you're a little stronger than you used to be. Strength is very critical to the quality of your life. You can do more things for yourself. You don't have to rely on other people to do stuff for you. You don't have to pay people to help you move something simple, right? Or you can just pay assistants to help you move rather than paying a bunch of guys like real men to help you move. And just being stronger for the normal activities of life. Hustling to work, working all day, being able to withstand the rigors of a hard job, doing your errands after work, and then looking good when you go out on the town and not being so flabby and weak. And you know what I mean? When men aren't strong, they look it. You can tell if somebody is weak. So you don't want that, do you? I don't think so. I think that's why you're thinking about lifting, you're thinking about strength training, you're thinking about bodybuilding or something like that. So the strength standards for aging men. Well, I've got a good article on this. I think you'll really like it over at the happierman.com page, a website. But let's say squatting. Squatting is very important to your overall strength. So usually into the 300s is good. Now granted, that's pretty hard when you're an older guy to put 300 pounds on your back, squat down to below parallel and come back up with it multiple times. So I've recently, last summer, this is October as I'm talking, I did 305 3 times, 3 sets, 3 reps for 3 sets. Now I should have not done that last set. I should have cut it short because I tweaked my knee. I hurt myself. Had to lay off the squats, but I thought that was pretty good. 305, 3 reps. These were deep reps, not quarter reps or nothing. They were below parallel. Mark Rippeteau, starting strength style squats. And 3, I like 3. I like to try to get 3. 5 is better. I wouldn't go overboard going over 5 as you get older. The evidence is that too many reps is where you'll get hurt. You got to be careful with the too many reps, too many repetitions. So 3 to 5. 5 is the standard. But you'll find as you get older that 5 is really hard to do. 3, your breath gets short on that 4th and 5th. It's harder to maintain a good form. So you want that 3. Try for 3 to 5. If you can get 6, well, go for it, but 3 to 5. And that's the squat. That's 305 pounds that I did, nearly 54 years old. I think that's pretty good. Now after I tweaked my knee, I've had to drop back down. Got back into had to do back in the high 200s again. So I'll be working up to 300. Ideally, it's probably your max on a squat as an aging older man is going to be in the mid 300s if you train it hard and you focus on it. So I don't know if I'm going to get there, man. That's really hard to get up there when you think about all that weight on your back. And I've got like some I got elbow problem and it's hard on your shoulders when there's that much weight pressing down on it. I can't get into that perfect starting strength style low bar position. I'm having a hard time getting it. So that's the squat, right? shoot for, you got to get to 300, maybe 350 if you keep training that for a number of years. What if you've never trained a squat? Ooh. Yeah, you're going to start off with just the bar. You may even have a hard time doing your own body down, but that's how you start. You start doing it with your body. You get into the position, the starting strength style position. Your knees out, shove your knees out. It's natural. It's like sitting down on the toilet almost. So it's a natural movement. You'll find if you can do the squat, getting out of a chair isn't so difficult. Getting out of bed isn't so difficult. Getting on and off the toilet isn't so difficult. It's healthy for you. And the only reason I hurt my knee was just doing that extra set that I should not have done. And what happens is, as you go to too many reps or too many sets, you lose focus. You're getting tired, you're getting winded. You know, you don't feel like waiting for 20 minutes to the next set, so like you ought to. That's one of the reasons I like one heavy set. You don't have so much, the workout isn't so blasted long. So yeah, there's your squatting, and you would naturally start low, and you'll find that if you're untrained, you will make progress. You'll be able to put 5 pounds on the bar week to week to week. And because you're just starting, you can squat more often. You can do it 3 times a week, maybe, if you have the time. A lot of us, we're not going to have the time for all that. So I encourage a person to be lifting all their life so you get strong. What else? Deadlift. Deadlift is a very good lift for you, and a very good lift to get strong on, and a very good lift to avoid going overboard on. Yeah, going overboard, you can go overboard on it, and you can get hurt pretty severely, but you don't have to. That's why I'm telling you to, be a little more gentle on it. Yeah, just passing a few people here. I'm gonna slow down my talking a bit. Don't want to come off as a crazy guy. Yeah, you gotta, kind of unusual to see somebody like me in a neighborhood like this talking on the video, so I want to be a little bit careful. So what else about I was talking about the deadlift. So the deadlift is cool because you can lift enormous amounts of weights with it. It's like the classic lift to just build up your enormous amount of strength. I just want to show you this little forest, little swampy wetland that I'm walking by. It's very, very nice, very cool in there. I think if we were down in the south with this swamp back here, there'd probably be a alligator back there. Where am I? There's no alligators here. So anyway, the deadlift. I've recently done, before I tweaked my knee again, a 345 pound deadlift for 3 reps. Again, with the 3 reps, 5 is the ideal, but 5 is hard to get. I'm almost at the point where I might have to start using straps. Now I've got a double overhand grip, which is a better lift. That the grip where you alternate your hands, one forward, one back. That's hard on your shoulders when you got a lot of weight for multiple reps. I mean, I know that's how you do it in the competition, but we're not competing, are we? We're just trying to get stronger to better our lives. So yeah, 345, 3 reps. That's pretty good, I think. I'm kind of working up. I have a feeling I can probably get up a little over 400. It's kind of my My goal, if I can keep uninjured and keep progressing, you'll find that once you have the movement pattern down right, and I think I do, I've studied the starting strength style, I focus on it, just getting it just right. I focus on that lift. And the good thing about the deadlift is everybody only recommends you do one heavy set, just one, which I like. And they also recommend you don't do it every week. That's another thing I like, to not do it every week. It's just too hard on you. If you're a younger in shape older fellow, you might want to do it every other week. If you're an older, not in shape older fellow, you might want to do it once a month. Yeah, that's what I'm trying for. And then on the next week I do the squats, and the next week I would do more rack pulls. We'll talk about rack pulls at either later today or a different time. But yeah, the deadlift. Around 400, that'd be a pretty awesome deadlift, hanging off the end of your hands. I deadlifted 500 pounds as a high school senior, smooth bar, not that well trained. I hadn't done it for long. I was big and strong though, over 200 pounds. And we were competing like heck in the gym for those deadlifts. I met up a guy from a long time ago I hadn't seen in like 30 years. And the first thing we started talking about was deadlifting, because he and I were both farm type boys. He was more farmy than me. He was more like ox strong. First thing he said, man, you remember when we were deadlifting 500 pounds back in high school? And of course I did. 500 is a lot if you're an older guy like me or you. So I would just, get up. If you can get up over 300, that's a lot of weight. 400 is ideal, and for reps, not just one. You want to do that 3 to 5 reps with good form. And certainly if you feel your back about to blow, put it down. Don't go overboard with that deadlift. It's got a tendency to wreck a lot of people. The deadlift. We talked about the squat, the deadlift. What else? Well, the bench, of course. You like the bench. Who doesn't, right? You get nothing better than a big, thick, sexy chest that you get from benching. And benching properly. Benching properly means you get the right form, not with your elbows at 90 degrees to your body. They're at about 45 degrees to your body. They do it like a power lifter style, with a little bit of a arch to your back, and do it perfectly. Try to learn the perfect technique on the bench. So what's the strength standard on the bench? Well, truthfully, I would love to get a 315 bench, but I don't know if I can do that. Last night I did 250 for 3 reps, and they were good reps. Might have been able to do 4 or 5. But I was pretty happy with that, because I'm still, I think I did more than that earlier this year. I think I did 265 actually. I have to look at my notes. You should always keep notes. Keep a workout log so you know what to do for your next workout, and it gives you something to look at between sets when you're supposed to be resting, not hustling to the next set. Oh man, I'm walking across the park here and it's just soaking wet, just what I didn't want. Oh, it's been raining like crazy where I'm at. It's a little unpleasant. So the bench, so that's 250. That's a pretty good. I have a feeling that I can get up to 275 for reps in the next few months if I don't hurt myself, if I keep my elbows keeps feeling better, my shoulders feel better. So yeah, that's a pretty good lift, I think. 315, you don't see very many guys bench 315. That's 3 plates on each side, 3 of the big 45-pound plates. That's a lot of weight. Oh man. Your YouTube fitness guys, yeah, they'll do that, but there's not that many of those. And you're just concerned with getting stronger to go about your life. Have a big chest. I like having a big chest because when you have a big chest, you're kind of harder to kill, right? If you think about it, it's harder to get a knife through a big, thick chest. Plus, you look better. Your shirts fill out better. If you have a big belly, you're going to want a big chest, because then your shirts have to be big, and then if your shirts are, the top of your body is kind of holding your shirt out over your belly, kind of like a tablecloth over a table. That's why you want the big chest. Girls seem to like it too. It just feels better. But you want it for reps, not just one. Doing one PR, personal record, bench press, that I don't think that does much for your chest development. It's the multiple reps. So like I said, I did 250 by 3. Now I'd like to do 5 for the strength. But like I said, I still got this elbow problem, and for some reason, once I get over 3, I can feel it, and I don't want to blow it out again. So that's 250, high 200s. If you're smaller, yeah, 200. A 200-pound bench press is pretty good if you're smaller. If you're older, I would focus on that. You'll find if you're way less than 200 pounds, if you get a 200-pound bench press, that's a lot of weight above your head. If you're over 200, you might think in terms of benching your own body weight or around. It's not going to be easy. Not going to be easy at all. So that's a good lift. That's a good strength standard for an aging older man. What else? Well, the overhead press, which is a shoulder exercise, standing. You do it like starting strength, Mark Rippetoe style, which feels really good. I think the best I've done is 145 for a couple reps. I'm a little bit lower than that now. Like I said, with the elbow, you gotta know your limitations. But if you can do that in the proper form. Now the proper form isn't perfectly strict. There's a little bit of a body bend, and go to starting strength and learn that method. And that's the safe method. To tell the truth, it doesn't bother my shoulders at all. It feels excellent on my shoulders. My only limitation is 1, my elbow, and 2, because I'm older, it takes a lot of effort to get to the gym. So there is a cap on all this stuff, right? You can't just go up 5 pounds every week forever. Your strength there's a cap on it. 200 pounds would be a massive press nowadays. I don't think it's even worth us at our age considering. But if you can work a little over 100, maybe up to 150 for 3 to 5 reps, you're going to be extremely strong and extremely muscular in the upper body, because it's good for your shoulders, your upper chest, and your triceps. Plus your back has to be very strong to even hold that. So that's a good one, right? Those are your 4 big lifts. Now a big lift that I like, that starting strength doesn't talk about that much, is the bent row. I like to do the bent row the way Athlete X describes it, which is pulling the bar off off of pins in a power rack, and the pins are set a little bit below your knee, so that when you're doing the lift, your body is at an angle about like this, about a 45 degrees, not this, okay? That part is critical. As you get older, your back has been tweaked over a lifetime of too much sitting, too much bending over backwards for other people. So do it off those pins for one heavy set of 5 reps or more. I would try to do 5 or more on the bent row. It lends itself, because you're taking it off the pins. You can set it on the pins and take a breath or two. Yeah, once you get a little more. And just for one, because you're gonna be pushing this for big weights, and you don't want to overdo your back, tax your back. So last night, like I said, I did my bench, 3 reps for 250. I put 250 for the bent rows and did 5 reps. Your bent row weight should follow your bench press weight, and you actually might be able to do a rep or 2 more on your bent rows than you do on your bench press. Truthfully, I think I can push my bent row weight even higher than my bench, because the bent rows aren't so dependent on an elbow. And as long as you do them that 45-degree style off of pins in a power rack with straps to hold the weight, it's not a grip exercise, it's a back exercise. And you wear a belt and you listen to your back, and you don't blow out your lower back on this. But you can pull some big weights. So that's, what was that, 250, and I know I've done 265 on this. And I feel like I can get up to 275, maybe higher, for reps with this style. And look that up, Athlete X Bent Rows on YouTube. He has got a great description of this. You'll find my back is just so incredibly thick and powerful now. It helps your bench, because you got a bigger back, you're thicker. It feels like a big oak door behind me when I do my, you can feel it back there, because that's a muscular building exercise. And that's really the main exercise I do for my back. For some reason, I can't do chin-ups or pull-ups, and I struggle with the lateral pull-downs. The pulley, the normal back for back width, that hurts my shoulders and elbows tremendously. So I don't do that. I just do the bent rows. And basically I'm wide enough already. You don't have to get over wide, right? You get the wings, and certainly you want to get some width to your back, but the bent rows will help the width, along with the strength and the power and the thickness. That's going to help to pull out your shirts too. You're going to look better from behind. So that's what was that. So that's 2 mid-200s on a bent row. Yeah. I can remember guys, when I was bent rowing 135, would say, oh my gosh, how can you bent row that much? Well, that's 135 isn't that much for your back. But if that's where you're at now, start there and keep building. The bent rows, the dumbbell rows, it's kind of similar exercise. Again, you should be working up to nearly 100 pounds on those dumbbell bent rows. Another big lift, a big good one for you, is due to the shrugs. Now, you got to be careful with shrugs, because where the bar is right, below your belt line, and you got to stand in a manner that you don't hurt yourself. And the other thing about shrugs is you can get enormously strong in this, and you might have to go higher reps on this Otherwise, you're going to end up with like 500 or 600 pounds there. And it's a lot of work putting all those plates on and off for just 1 or 2 sets. So I'm starting to experiment with a little bit less weight, over 300 though. You want to be over 300 on the shrugs for higher reps, 10, 12, 15. Because the movement is so quick and short range of motion, you don't get as tired on the shrugs as you would on squats or deadlifts. So that's why you can do more reps on the shrugs. Yeah, I just did 315, I think 15 times my last workout. And I have done nearly 500 pounds for 5 reps on a shrug. And that will build up a lot of mass in your traps, in your upper back. It's a great exercise. What else? All the rack pulls. Like I said, sometimes I do the rack pulls instead of a deadlift. And the rack pulls, you're pulling, you look it up, you're basically doing the top movement of a deadlift, where the bar is on pins a little bit around your knee length, knee height, a little before, a little above, higher. And you want to do higher, more reps, 5 or more. Use straps. And you're going to like this one because it's going to build a huge upper back on you. Yeah, those are the big lifts. I guess if you want to know what I do for my arms, well, you got to be careful with arms. You're not going to be able to push huge heavy weights with your arms. Push and pull, because you're going to wreck your elbows and you're going to wreck your wrists. So you want to stay under control with your arm workout. Lighter weights, a little bit higher reps, not excessively high, but higher than 5. I struggle doing straight barbell curls. I haven't even tried them lately in the last 6 months. I just know that they're so hard on my wrists. So I just focus on dumbbell curls. For whatever reason, they feel much better. And I just have a variety of rep sets and rep ranges I do with them. So for example, on a dumbbell curl, if I do my arms after a chest and back, I'll do very little dumbbell curls. I'll do one warm-up set of 10 reps, and then I'll do like what they call a drop set. I'll go up to a heavier weight, do my reps, put them down, grab smaller weights immediately, put them down, and do another one like that. So maybe 2 or 3 drop sets. So yesterday I did 10 sets of 15 as a warm-up. I did 7 reps with 45-pound dumbbells, 5 reps with 35-pound dumbbells, and I think 6, I can't remember if it was 4 or 5 reps with 25. Boom, 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 and then I'm all done, and I feel good. My arms are, basically they've never been bigger, and I'm 54 years old, and I'm being careful. I don't want to hurt myself. Give that idea some thought on your dumbbell, on your curling. Same idea with the triceps. Now your triceps are stronger than your biceps so that you can do heavier weight. Well, like I said, I got this darn elbow problem, so I got to be careful. So I'm slowly building up my tricep strength and power. And it's getting there for like tricep pushdowns. I'm doing like an overhead cable tricep extension, which is like a standing lying tricep extension. Instead of using the easy curl bar, I use the pulley machine. And I'm slowly building up my weight on that. 64 pounds for, I think it was 8 or 10 reps last night, which is pretty good for me. But you gotta feel it, make sure you don't hurt yourself on this one. And those are your strength standards for aging and older men. You're gonna have to understand that you're just not gonna be as strong as a 25 or even a 35-year-old guy who's been lifting for 5 or 10 years consistently. that has some decent genetics is eating properly, right? We're in a different position. You know, I've had all kinds of trouble over the years where I didn't lift at all. I was too busy with life. But I'm not too busy now to lift. It's my main way to improve the quality of my life as I get older, and I see no reason I wouldn't just keep lifting till I drop, right? That's how you're gonna have a higher quality of life. I think the research is starting to show that as you get older, if you can maintain some strength, your quality of life is going to be enormous. So give that idea some thought. All for now.